Hello, world. This is a full episode because I have a lot to say because I teach social studies and we're about to embark on elections this week in the United States. This episode is called Abstract Thinking, November Elections, and Mom, I Don't Believe in God. So this is second quarter in a school year. And the first thing usually that happens in November in the United States is that we have elections. I enjoy the United States. I'm glad we have voice. We have a lot to work on. But we vote. This is coming up, and this is a very hot election year. Global sources call us the culture war and are waiting for us to implode. Again, I teach world studies, not U.S. history, world studies. So I look at it through a different lens. I'm looking at outside sources. So let's start with a story, a parenting story, please. So being a Christian is very important to me. Okay. I would like to pass that on to my children. I think there's a lot of good stuff in Christianity. I know that there was messed up things, like Christians did a really crappy job through manifest destiny, imperialism, colonization, blah, blah, blah. That's another story. But I still enjoy being a Christian. So I want my children to be Christian. So I introduced them to my faith very early when they were babies almost. I practiced my faith. I bought them books that they would enjoy. This is a comic. I have a Bible. Solomon Says. We do Advent. We go to church. We used to go all the time before COVID. They're very involved. We even do a lot with talking about Jesus and God. And yeah, so last month, Silas was angry with me and said, I don't believe in God. And I was crushed. Like he got to me. Because that's important to me. Why should I believe in something that's not there? Like he was screaming at me. And that like broke me down because this is something that I super passionately believe in. You know what? I had to not argue back. That was really sad for me. Oh no, I felt like I failed as a parent, like he's not taking on my belief system that I think is truly valuable. But then I have to take a breath because I know from Yardsticks, that book that I've been using. Yeah. This age group, if you look at 12-year-olds, you know, if you're reading this, my son is 13, withdrawn and sensitive. Intellectual ideas and self-concept is not fully formed yet. Abstract reasoning begins to be functional in some 13s. Likes to challenge intellectual as well as social authority. So that abstract reasoning, like if I say God means peace or love or joy, he ain't gonna get that. Nope. It's concrete thinking. Same with other, like maybe you're not Christian, maybe you're a non-believer, maybe you really feel passionately in social justice and you want to pass that to your kids and they're like, no, I don't think so. Talking about abstract things like peace, joy, love at this stage really is difficult. 14-year-olds, 8th and 9th graders, they tend to get it a bit more. It's still pretty fuzzy, but very aware of problems in a larger world and in finding solutions. A 14-year-old is more abstract reasoning in regard to cause and effect. So Silas is right here. JC's 11. So man, that just kind of crushed me. So my beliefs really weren't making any sense to him. So I had to shut my mouth. Yeah, as a teacher, it's different. As a parent, it hurt, man. That hurt. Hi, Jace. So I got this from Very Well Mind. If you see, I try to do my sources because I practice what I preach. Citing my sources is very important to me. Examples of abstract reasoning that probably anywhere from like 8th grade and below cannot do. Some 8th graders can do this, but humor, imagination, friendship, freedom, jealousy, success, love, growth, happiness, hope, wisdom. A lot of students, they're learning this. They're in that phase right now where they're working through it. It's not all there. So with us having these adult conversations with them and adult reasoning, a lot of times it just frustrates the kid. So yeah, I had to back off with that argument. I had to back off with my belief system with my child because they're not going to fully understand where I'm coming from. Because my children still have a lot of concrete beliefs in their own little world, in their own little bubble. In 8th grade, it tends to open up more. They're able to see more things outside of them and question more. So what is the story, Steph, of your kid screaming at you they don't believe in God and crushing your soul and you not being able to do anything about it? Well, that'll be a different story. I'm working through this process right now. I have a plan. We're in election time. These past 3 weeks, we've been bombarded with elections in the United States. And what issues will decide the 2022 midterm elections? I got this from Boston University. Well, there you go. Inflation, abortion, weed, climate change. A lot. A lot. So let's think of our kids, though. What are they seeing? A lot. Okay. Inquiry. I put this in here because we want us, right, us adults and our children to be, I don't know, inquirers. Is that the word? Inquiry is an approach to learning that involves a process of exploring the natural and material world, and that leads to asking questions, making discoveries, and testing those discoveries in the search for new understanding. So rather it means coming at Silas saying, you will believe in God or you will be punished. I took a breath that night and I just went to bed. I was crushed, man. The next day, just like, Terry, because obviously he doesn't like me right now. Can you ask him why? Like, what's going on? So here's what you might be getting, because I'm getting this at home in regards to elections. Mom, what's abortion? Is it bad? I see a lot of commercials on abortion. My daughter's in 5th grade. She's recognizing these things. These discussions are not easy. So I ask questions back. Well, what do you think it is? What do you think is going on? What do you see in that commercial? Did you see another commercial that's the opposite? Okay, and we talk. We have a brief definition. These are hard discussions with this age group. Very hard. My son, okay? My son is at a maybe different level than JC. Mom, I think a woman should choose because it's her body. But at the same time, Mom, it's sad to me too. Like maybe it's wrong. I don't know what to think. It's bad and good. Okay, so he's seeing two sides of this story. JC's not really there. She's looking for my guidance. Silas is start to think for himself more. And then JC, Mom, does blank and blank just let people get away with crime in Minneapolis? That's what the commercial said. I'm scared of Minneapolis. The commercial had many fires. Okay. So my answer to that is, do you want critical thinkers in your children? So you need to give them some guidance, but some of our reasoning is too abstract for them. This can actually be harmful at times. I've had a couple times where parents were like radical socialist, fight the system. They had their child from a very young age be exposed to like multiple like socialist magazines and the US is awful and the world sucks and we need to change it. So by the time that kid was in 8th grade, this kid had massive amounts of anxiety and It was just like a lot of adult stuff being thrown at this kid at a very young age when his brain wasn't fully capable of handling that information. So, what I would do is, why do you think that? Have you ever wondered about this side? Have you ever wondered this? Okay. So concrete thinking, source evaluation. This is something that your kids, let's talk about concreteness. They know how to evaluate digital sources, and adults, you're really not good at this. Okay. Those of you who did not grow up with digital literacy and computers, you struggle with this because you go to your one source because it feels comfortable. Okay. So lessons for adults on election 2022. I'm just asking you, are you digitally literate? Do you only listen to one source? Do you listen to outside sources? Who is your source being funded by? And are you a critical or emotional thinker as we get onto elections? So your child might not be able to handle those abstract conversations, but they're very good at the concrete evaluation of a source. Okay, so I'll give you an example. I love studying with the Jehovah's Witnesses. I almost became a Jehovah's Witness if I went through all the steps. It felt good. It felt comfortable to me. It reached my soul. Okay, I enjoyed those people. I still enjoy them. I love them. This works for them. But something that really bugged me was that when I got that watchtower or something to study, and I studied a lot of the same source kept popping up to me. Okay, so I asked, like, where are you getting your sources from? I'm very interested and I love being in this exclusive group and I feel good and right and I'm the right way and I know everything and I have the right answer. But that didn't feel comfortable to me because the same sources were being used and I didn't feel like I could be like a critical thinker as much. But I do respect the witnesses. I really do. They are wonderful people. I just couldn't get on board because the sources they were using was, I felt, gearing me towards like, oh, this is what you should think. So adults, are you doing this? Are you in the in club? Okay, your group think. Are you doing this? Or are you making reasonable choices with who you're voting for and the sources and where you're getting your information? Students are very good with this thing called the CRAP test in 8th grade. I'm teaching it this week. So I got this from the Benedictine University. Again, I look at my sources. This is a Catholic university, so maybe this will skew my opinion of this source, okay? Maybe. So a CRAP test is when you look at a source, and this is what your children will get in 8th grade, they're evaluating sources. You didn't get this, adults. You didn't get digital literacy, probably. Okay, you didn't have a billion sources on Google on a subject matter. You had probably 3 books in a library. And to me, that actually feels nicer. This is overwhelming stuff. So I'm just asking you, C stands for currency, R stands for relevance, A stands for authority, A stands for accuracy, and P, what is the purpose of the author? Okay, because a lot of you are looking at just that one source that feels good to you for information. It feels good. Believe me, I know. I love being exclusive and knowing the answer. So please be a critical thinker. Inquire. What sources are you listening to? Are you listening to opposing sides before you become a critical thinker and making a really good choice? So a lot of my students, we do go to Google and we go to news. And we start looking at different sources. Here's CNN, here's The Guardian, here's Reuters. Not only that, but I got this information from NATO Association of Canada. We look at global sources, Al Jazeera, Reuters, BBC, All Africa, the New York Times, International Herald Tribune, the Globe, and Mail, Real Clear World. So in conclusion, are you, the adult, a critical thinker? Are you, Terry? Are you, adult, using the CRAP test for your sources? Are you, adult, actually digitally literate and making informed decisions? And remember, your child can't reason like an adult can, and sometimes your reasoning can be harmful to your child at this time in their life. Sharing everything with your child can be harmful. 14-year-olds are more equipped to making informed decisions than 5th and 7th graders. So, this is my message to you today, digital literacy, and share, like, subscribe. Thanks.